Okay, so good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for everyone joining us. My name is Aslam Sheikh, your host for this evening, and I'm a founder and CEO of Alif, a platform to promote global perspective of education and career. And this is our sixth webinar series, and it's been broadcasted live at this moment on Facebook and YouTube channel. Every Friday, we aim to bring in the valuable speakers to discuss the topics that are important to you. To you means to our students and parents and the counselors for taking a wise career decision. So let's move on. And today's topic is very interesting. In fact, most of the topics which we are taking up is the outcome of the students and parents request who are in India. So this topic is very unique, and it is India se Canada tak ki kahani, student and parents ki Zubani. And to discuss this interesting topic, I have with me a student joining in all the way from Canada and his mother, a respected parent from Mumbai, India. So I'm pleased to introduce Niladri Chakravarti. Hi, Niladri.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning from there. Okay, great. So, just to give you the brief about Niladri, Niladri is studying at Fanshawe College in Toronto, Ontario, state of Canada. And Niladri is into his second year of diploma in food and beverage service. He joined this course after his 12th from India. And he joined in the year of 2018, September intake, main intake. And now he completed over 1.5 years, who has got enough experience now to discuss something and share his experience with us. Welcome, Niladri.
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you so
And
much.
yes, and with Niladri, we have got Mrs. Sonali Chakravarti. Good
Hello,
evening,
sir.
madam.
Good evening.
Mrs. Sonali Chakravarti, she's a housewife and a beautiful mother of Niladri, and she's joining us from Mumbai. Okay,
Thank you so
so
much.
most welcome. So, we are going to discuss a lot of interesting things today in this session, which are really very important from the students and parents' point of view. And since you yourself have gone through this process, it would be worthwhile to have your experience shared as a part of your answers so that our listeners, our students, our parents who are watching now, who will be watching later on, would get benefited out of it. So let me begin with the first basic question, which remains in everybody's mind, especially when you are a 12th pass student, right?
Yes.
Or you're about to pass and you are in
Yes.
two minds. And I'm sure many of 12th standard students are watching us. Maybe they are in the 12th or they have cleared their 12th exams, waiting for the results, and the parents as well. So, Niladri, just take us back to the point wherein you were about to complete your 12th and then you approached us. What was it going on in your mind, and what usually happens in a typically 12th pass students, that what's going on in his mind? What are the confusions, challenges, opportunities? uh, I mean, whatever all you think,
Yes.
just take us back to the moment where you were there at that time.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. So, when I first came to Alif, I was just about to give my final exams, and at that time, I had a few things going on in my mind because I was really interested in doing editing for movies and animation, and at that time, I was really confused if I what should I do because uh, that was my hobby. I wouldn't say that was my passion, but that was a really important hobby. So when I came in, I was like, no, I want to do animation. I want to do all that. And I remember that we had a meeting with you, and you told me that do the fingerprint profiling thing so that you can get to know your skill set, and you need to differentiate between your hobbies and your profession because no, it's not always meant to be. You might like something, but it does not turn out to be a profession always. So you should always differentiate between your hobbies and your career. So when I did my fingerprint profiling, I found out that editing would not be a good fit for me because my skill set makes me someone who might be really good at management. So
Right.
then we decided that okay, I think I took your advice because or else it would have I think it would have gone really bad if I hadn't taken your advice.
In fact, you made a very important point, and that's what usually happens. And this is where most of the parents and students may relate with me. is that we, as an individual, we fail, or sometimes we fail it. We fail or we face challenges to differentiate what you rightly said between hobbies or interests with a
Yeah.
profession, and we club it together. And it is really an important point of your life, because uh, the hobby and interest excite us,
Yes.
but we need to find out whether we have got enough skills within us in order to take that excitement of interest or hobbies into a profession.
Yes.
And it's very important that any students or parents listening, that you use any tool which is available in the market, be it aptitude tests, a psychometric test, or even a DMI through fingerprints, which we use quite oftenly, to differentiate between these two so that you arrive to the right point. So, well, then once you got through it, then when you decided to go abroad, and I'm not sure whether that time had you been abroad before. Uh,
I had never
Never.
been abroad.
So at 18 years age or 17 and a half years of age, it was a big decision. So what were
Yes.
the concerns related to going out abroad for higher education, whether when you have never been outside India?
The f- the first concern was which country,
Hmm.
because because I didn't want to come here and then I wanted to settle in the country that I go and study. That was one of my big points, and so that was a big thing, that which country would be good for me, good for students. And then the second biggest thing obviously is mom's homemade food, and mom doing all my laundry and doing all that. So I found myself questioning that, am I good enough, will I be okay there all alone? But then I think for some time my mom like groomed me, and Alif made it a point that I'm confident enough in my own self. So that was some big concerns for me when I was deciding where to go.
Right. On the same point, if I would like to invite Mrs. Sonali, if you can share as a parent, when
Yeah.
Nilgiri was going through this phase, as a parent, what are your concerns and challenges which you face?
Yeah, the my concern was basically, as you know, sir, Niladri has not chosen any conventional studies, yeah, like medical engineering and so on. And moreover, it is non-technical too. So my concern was whether he will get the proper, career after completion of his studies. And then definitely it is this, whether he will be achieving his goals, whatever he has uh, thought for. and
Right.
uh, and then this is my concern. This is the main concern I had.
But later on, you took option of going through a proper counseling process, and this
Yeah,
is what generally we talk to the students and parents, and we guide them and we inform them that don't try to find out the counselor within your family. Go to any professional
yeah, yeah,
counselor, right, who
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
guide.
Always, I would always request all the parents and the students that you should go to an expert, because
Mhm.
basically we sometimes get biased while taking the decisions. So we should always go to an expert. And it is another concern was, Niladri has gone directly from a very closed school to far off land like Canada. So again, this was a real challenge for us.
Close school means.
His school was very within the premises of our house.
Okay.
Like, yeah. So he has not gone anywhere far, I mean to say that.
Mhm.
So that is the concern for, it is very obvious for all the parents,
Right.
basically mothers.
Right.
So,
So when this concern is there with you, I mean, you being yourself an educationist, you know,
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
many times people think that since we belongs to education field, we can still guide our own kid. Why did you
yeah.
think that still you should go out of your comfort zone to the expert for career counseling, and why it is important?
Yeah, because as I told you, sir, while taking the decision of our own children, We do not consider the things which an expert can consider. And the whatever tests you have done, whatever the tools you have used, that all are scientific. That scientific, we cannot get the thing at home, which is
Right.
readily available in the market. And
Uh-huh.
if we are planning for foreign studies, abroad studies, we must go through proper channel,
Right.
that cannot be done sitting at home. So we have to leave the comfort of our home and go out and search for the proper place to, because this is the matter of your own children's career and future.
Right.
So we
Right.
cannot experiment our child's future,
True.
for the sake of our comfort.
Right. So, but it was a big decision for you, right? At the
Yeah,
age
yeah, definitely.
at which the Niladri went, not many
Hmm.
parents feel, they still feel that no, it's too early to send abroad. Let him be
Yeah.
graduate. Many times people think
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Therefore, they don't do it.
Many people advise. I mean, I did not, discuss these things with too many people, because
Mhm.
some things should be done by with the experts and the students and the family, within the family. It should be. So
Right.
a few people advised me to send him after his graduation, but I thought that as early as he will go there, he can adapt the culture and the life in Canada, because it is completely poles apart from
Mhm.
us, from Indian
Right.
culture and life. So
So, how was
I
his
think
father
today,
reaction?
I think, yeah, yes, sir.
How was his father reaction when you thought of sending him?
Yeah, he was a bit tensed
Hmm.
and definitely worried. It was a mixed reaction, sir, because definitely father feels pride uh, for his son the
Right.
most.
I would just like to
Mother,
add one
yeah,
thing
father
where,
cannot show it in public, but
yes,
it is there. He was very happy, but
Okay.
at the same time he was little, afraid of how he'll manage, whether he'll
Right.
reach the place. But I
Right.
should thank Leaf Overseas
I would just
Niladri,
for
like to add
guiding
one
him
thing.
till
Yes,
the
is that
end.
since my
Yeah.
dad lived abroad and he still continues to go out of India, he lived abroad for almost 13 to 14 years. So my dad was the one main thing about my dad was like, he was like, you will also stay abroad, I'll not get to meet you and everything. So he was not worried about what I'll do here. He was just worried that he'll not get to meet me. So that's
Yeah,
the
that
main thing that
that
my father
that
had.
was there, because he has not seen him growing almost.
right. Right. Okay, so moving next, the important thing is that what kind of preparation, Niladri, you did it so that you were ready to be the international student, and face the new lifestyle. So, can you just take us through that? What are the preparation you had to go through?
Yeah, sure. When I decided that I'm gonna go to Canada, then I remember that you told me that Niladri, now that you have decided, do you know how to go about, like, what to expect? I'm like, sir, I have no idea, and what should I do? And you're like, I'll help you meet some people. And I remember I did the Edge Out course at Aleph, where my styling was done. Styling, which people don't know, that it's basically a seminar where the styling experts come to you and tell you what kind of clothes to carry from India, because it's a different weather, what kind of clothes to wear according to the situation and cultures here in Canada. Then my diet was explained to me of what to eat, as we have a very different diet in India and we eat a lot of different things, but we have to adapt ourselves to the weather and the climate here in Canada. So that was done. Then my social media profiling was done as to make sure that the companies that I go and interview for, they when they look at my social media, they see something which makes them comfortable and lets them know that I am a professional in this field. And also my entire as in my entire the way I speak and my personality was groomed so that I can gel in well with the people here. So that was a
Right.
real big help, because even now when I try to talk to people, people tell me that I watch some videos on YouTube. I'm like, YouTube is not. It will actually it will not help you, because what a person who has all this experience can give you, that person is not sitting on YouTube giving you all this advice.
Right. Right. Very well
So
said.
I suggest everyone that you should never think that you can do it on your own. Talk to a professional.
Right. And so, Niladi, how was your first week of experience? When you were traveling to
Yes.
Canada. So, how was that
So
kind of experience? And sorry, before that, I just like to also ask your mom that when he was doing this preparation, did you help him in any way?
Yeah, sir. Actually, I would like to say something for it, that a few things cannot be done in short notice in life, sir. Sending a child to study abroad is a long time planning and preparation, sir. It's a long
Right,
process, so which I believe and I have experienced too.
right,
So, and it starts from when a child becomes a teenager. Okay.
right.
So, and I would always tell parents and the students, if you really want to send your children to study abroad, you should always start with uh, le- let the child learn the English language.
Hmm.
A command over English language is very, very important.
Right.
And a foreign language, like popular language like French,
Hmm.
should be, very, very helpful
Hmm. Hmm.
in case he is going to study abroad. So, and
Right.
the preparation which I have seen and I have experienced in Alif was fabulous in one word, I would say, because my son was at complete ease. We were completely late in at airport, and the person was uh, standing at the gate of the airport, and he has taken him inside, and he has not faced a single difficulty in immigration, and because he was completely new all the technical things.
Right. Right.
And I'm happy, and even I have learned so many things from that
This experience.
dietitian, and
Yeah.
that Bharti ma'am, and that digital marketing, digital profiling, which I was not aware of,
Right.
really.
Right.
So
Glad.
even I have been groomed. And I should add one thing, that before children, parents should be, you know, groomed first, because they
Yeah.
are going to take the decision. So
Absolutely.
knowing what I am going to do for my son is very important for a parent. So
Right.
parents training is first important, then comes the students.
In fact, you made a very important point. In the last Friday, in one of the seminars, we discussed the same thing with our career counseling expert, and we were discussing the same point that the parents needs a first counseling, before even we talk to the kids, because they are the actually decision maker and they are the influencer.
Yeah,
They are the biggest influencer to their kids, and in
yeah,
the end, the finance comes from the parents also. They should know that it's going into the right direction and they are making a right investment. Okay, great.
yeah.
Well said. So moving
And
further,
one more
yes,
thing for the preparation. My birthday was before I left for Canada, and my mom made sure that every year she made food, but she made sure that birthday I make food for everyone. On my birthday, I made lunch for everyone. So that was a big
wow,
preparation too.
That was a big feat from your end, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, moving to the next now. Directly, I'll go to the question of your first week in Canada. So
Yes.
once you arrived, so take us
Yeah.
through being a first-time international traveler, first
Yes.
time ever outside India, first time being in Canada as a student. How was your experience for the first week? Take us through whatever you have experienced, maybe any
Yes.
interesting situation, event, or anything you want to share with us.
Yes. So once I reached Canada, I did all the immigration, and Alif had already made preparations for me to stay for a week at a motel, and they had contacted Fanshawe so that a person from Fanshawe comes and picks me up, and I get a free pickup and drop. And my house was also decided before I came here, that where I'm gonna stay after the first week that I stay in the motel. After that, where I will stay, all of that was done. So I reached Canada. I came to my city, and like I experienced the first snow. I experienced all of that. It was New Year's week when I came here. So I met a couple of people. I went to a restaurant, and then came the orientation day. And on the orientation day, I didn't check my offer letter because I didn't know there were two campuses. So as everyone would, I just went to the main campus. So I reach there and I see all the list of courses and which room they're doing the orientation. So I look there and I don't see food and beverage management. So for a minute there, I felt as if, did I come to the wrong college, or isn't this my college? I asked someone, because that's one thing that Havobi ma'am from the Edge Out class told me, that whenever you are in doubt, ask someone. Don't prejudge your situation, and you'll just scare your own self. So I just asked someone, hey, I don't see my course in the list. He's like, what's the name of your course? So I told him it's food and beverage management. He's like, oh, that course is in our downtown campus, so you need to go downtown. I'm like, oh, how do I go downtown? He's like, take the bus number 4, and you'll go downtown. But the one good thing was I left my home an hour early because I didn't know how to get to the college and stuff, so I had to figure out the bus. So it was, I still made it in time, and then I did my orientation. And one more thing is that never ever skip your orientation, because it's not just about seeing your college, it's about meeting your classmates and making some, like, friends and acquaintances, so that you know what to expect. And a lot of useful information is given at orientation. A lot of people might think that it's okay, it's no big deal, but it is a big deal. So I would say
Right.
that go to your orientation.
Okay. Ms. Sonali, being away first time, and traveling to international destination, what was the mother's experience? How was the feeling? What do you want to share?
Yeah, since we had no practical knowledge about the life and culture of Canada, our concern was his safety first,
Hmm.
whether he is safe at his own environment. And secondly, he had secondly the finance. He had to open an account with a Canadian bank, that is Kosher Bank, and the of INR 7 lakhs nearly. So that he has to, get from the bank every month for his uh, household expenses.
Right.
And then at a very early age, how he would, you know,
Hmm. Manage all this.
manage all the finances. That was our concern. But for Niladri, I must say that Niladri is very, open with his finances, and he always discusses his problems and whatever thing it is with his father. So he could guide him initially, and now he can handle it very nicely. So mainly safety was our concern, and when we got to know that when Niladri told us that he is safe and that safety in that particular area is very good, so we are very relaxed, and definitely we can say that this is the right
Right.
place
I
for
think certainly
Niladri.
what you rightly said, these are the two very important points which most of the parents would also be worried about, the
Yeah,
safety uh, and about the
and the
finances,
finance,
because they
because
must
the
have never.
money is free, money is free to them. Now he is in different place, and he can use it in any ways. And
Correct,
mostly in at this age, we always get afraid of going for wrong path, probably
right,
addiction or something like that. It is very obvious. But the thing
correct,
is that again, our culture and the upbringing
right,
stands like a bar in
right,
front of this. So
absolutely.
this is our answer.
Yes, and we know that Niladri has got a very cool shoulder now on his head, and he's a completely different personality. So, in fact, I would like to talk about a very important thing. Niladri, from your eyes, we would like to see that how is life in Canada so far? You have spent
Yes.
18 months now. So, just take us through in these 18 months as an international student at such a young age, you went abroad. So talk us about safety, what your mother rightly said, how safe is the city to live like or live like in country, transportation, people, food, accommodation.
Mhm.
What is this all about being in
Yes.
Canada?
The first thing that everyone might be wondering, and even I was wondering before I came to Canada, was would I face racism? And till now, I have been to two other cities near my city, and I haven't met a single person who was rude or who was racist to me. I can say that for my state, I don't know about the other places. I haven't been to a lot of places, but for my state, Ontario, I haven't met a single person who was rude or racist. There might be people who just don't want to be disturbed, so they might not, like, if you ask them something, they wouldn't reply. But no one is rude or no one is racist. So that's a very big thing. People are polite here. People are really happy, and that that creates an atmosphere that makes me happy, and I'm not rude to anyone too, so that's just, it works perfectly. And then for transportation, the bus services are really nice here. uh, like they go everywhere throughout the entire city. There are buses every 2 3 minutes. Now due to the COVID thing, they have reduced a little bit of buses, and the buses are free now. So if you are working, you don't have to pay anything. And even for like big occasions like New Year's, the buses are free. And anything big that happens, the buses are free. So that's a very good thing. And if the buses are not, like, when on normal days you get a card from your college, you can just tap that. All of that is included in the fee, so you don't have to pay anything, you don't have to worry about anything. So that's a
Oh,
really good thing about transportation. For safety, I would say safety was a big thing for me too, because we have all heard horror stories of people getting mugged and stuff, but that has never happened to me. And here, the really good thing is, like, every I would say community has a police headquarter near their place. Like, the community currently I live in is called Kivanis. So there's a police headquarter right around like 2 minutes walking from here. So if I want to call the police, they'll be here in under like 40 seconds.
wow. Okay.
And police patrol the entire city at night, and there are something known as community safety officers. Those are people from the community who walk around the entire night making sure that like everyone is safe. So that's a very big thing about safety. And coming to food, I used to miss a lot of Indian food, but and I didn't want to try anything here because I was like, it's not going to be that good. But food is really good here, and even food which is Canadian is really good. It's really nice, so you don't have to worry that, oh my God, how will I eat there? Everything would be bland and nothing would taste good. Food tastes good here. And accommodation, yes. Currently, I'm living in a three-bedroom apartment with three of my other friends, and I'll just show you how the outside looks from my house
Yeah,
because
sure. We're
the
excited.
inside is in a little bit of mess. I tried to clean
Because
it, but my roommates. I'm a nice guy. My roommates are not. I'm just
Let
kidding.
your
They're
mom
really
get
nice.
us. Acha, that's
yeah,
nice. Beautiful.
mom will catch hold of Niladri, so Niladri can't show it now.
So that's the. I don't know if you guys saw it. I'll just show it again.
Yeah, it's a nice park we can see in front of your window.
Yes,
Very beautiful.
I was just joking about my roommates. They are really clean. I'm the one who makes it a mess, but I usually clean it up. I just didn't get time today.
The morning time, na?
Yeah, it's morning time.
Morning time for Niladri.
Okay, so that's about the life of Canada, and take us
Yes,
through about the study in Canada. So you have spent 18 months now in the institute. You are into
yes,
your second year now.
yes.
Yeah. So please take us through the study in Canada. How is like education?
Studies is coming from a country like India where studies is really it makes you well prepared for countries like Canada because here the studies are a lot easier compared to India, and they focus on practicals more than theory because they make sure that you know what to do and you know what to say rather than just learning. But they make you like my college fansha, we have a restaurant right where our college is. So every alternate semesters we study at the college one day and then work at the restaurant the other day, then study again and then work again. So they make sure that we and the guests that come in are actual guests. Like it's not just a role play, it's an actual restaurant, and it is
Oh,
run completely by students. And some
okay.
of the professors they just manage everything. They're like not the floor manager, they're like the general managers. We are the floor managers, students do everything, cooking, everything. So that's a really good thing. And that's not only for food and beverage, they have a separate thing for medical, the fire department, everything. And also the main thing that we had in India was our final grade is depends upon our midterm and our final exam. But here even every like 10 marks test matters because
Mhm.
even one quiz will have like 0.25% of your final grade. It would contribute to that. So every test matters here. So that's what I will tell everyone, that come with a prepared mindset that you'll have to ace every single test. Because if you go down in one of the tests, your final grade would suffer a little bit.
Right.
Apart from that, it's like professors really care. Like they wouldn't give you a bunch of homeworks, they'll ask you, so what are the subjects homeworks do you have for the weekend? If we have more than like two, they'll be like, you know what, I'll just give you something to do in class now, you don't have to do anything when you go home. Because they people here value something called as the work life balance. So it should be 50% work and 50% working on your life.
Mhm.
So that's a thing that they make sure that the students are comfortable and not bombarded with homework. So that's a
Right.
really good thing about studying in Canada.
How's the campus?
Uh, the main campus is bigger than the downtown campus because downtown is actually like the main where the action happens. So
Hmm.
there's not a lot of space. So the downtown campus is just like two huge like buildings. But even after that, it's a really good campus. We have like movie nights, we have different games, we have open mic nights. I like to sing as a hobby, so I go there, I sing. That's a nice way to let your professors know that you're not just like someone in the class. You can make an effort and make an image of yourself.
So you
So
go
it
and
is
see.
good. Yeah, I go and sing. There are like football courts and all of that, and badminton and rock climbing, all of different things. Like it's nothing I've ever seen before.
Okay, great. And do you have a chance to meet the Indian family around? You have enough
Uh,
Indians living in the area.
yes, there are a lot of Indians, like the people who live below us. they are four Indian guys, and you wouldn't have a problem. Like, you'll always meet Indian people here and Indian families. There are restaurants owned by Indian families and who just talk to you, ask you how your day was, and make sure that if people like, if you don't have a job, if you go up to a restaurant that is run by an Indian family, you can just talk to them, be like, I don't have a job yet, and they'll give you like cleaning shifts and all that. So that's a really good thing about people here. Like, everyone is nice, and like, obviously, people who are Indian will realize what you're going through, and they'll sympathize with you and help you. So yeah, even strangers help everyone here. So that's a good
Okay,
thing.
great. So, would you also like to talk about a very important point, which most of the students and parents would want to know, especially the students, is that how is the scenario in Canada where you live and you study for a part-time job? Because
Yeah.
that's also part of your program in terms of like that at least it helps you to earn something to save
Yes.
something for your living expenses. So parents may be interested to know that because they are investing into your education. So
Yes.
to what extent you can manage out of your own earning, and
Yes.
also tell us how do you balance working part-time and also studying in the college
Okay.
at the same
So the thing with part-time jobs is, if first of all, you need to get out of the house every day, get out of the house, go and give your resume to each and every, like, even if it is a small store. Like, I still go to my local dollar store and see my resume on the wall, because I have applied to a lot of different places. So that is a main thing. And then there are apps like Indeed. And if you're still not getting a job, your college is always there. You can go and talk to your education counselor. Either they'll help you get a job in the, like, in on college, on campus, or they'll help you on how to give interview, help you on how to apply. They'll let you know where there are openings, and they'll do all of that for you. So you, like, it's never a point where you're lost here. And once you make friends, they might help you get a job. They might help you, be like, hey, there's an opening at my store, you can come and give in your resume, and all of that.
what's a student can earn like
A
during the
student usually can earn, this is a big thing, is like, you should know the like the hourly wage, minimum wage of your state. For my state, it's $14 per hour. So, and it's like, I don't have to take money from my parents. I can completely run my entire, like, rent, bills, groceries, everything, and I still have savings after that. So
Great.
yeah, it's like 20 hours is allowed for students, 20 to 23, not more than that, as a part-time job. And every after every semester, you get 4 months to work full time. At that time, you can do 40, 60 hours. And the main thing of how to study and work is that when you start working somewhere, they'll ask you for your college timetable, like what days, what classes you have. So based on that, they'll give you
That is a
hours.
great thing,
Yes, that is a
actually.
really good thing that they take that into account, and they'll make sure that you get like 20 hours and stuff. And that is one thing, that when you get a homework, don't push it on the weekend. Do it that day, because or else it will just start piling up, and you'll be like, I'm also working, I'm also doing studying. Everyone does that. So that's one thing that you have to get out of your head, that I'm doing so much. It's not so much. It's completely possible and
It's
completely
just the
doable.
beginning.
Yes,
Right,
because
right. That's
after college is done, people start working two jobs. A lot of people do. So if this is like a really small step of working and studying, because studying is not that hard here.
mhm,
Yeah,
right.
they completely take into, they'll also ask you, the professors, hey, so when are you working this weekend? Oh, you have an 8-hour shift. Okay, you know what, like, they'll ask everyone, and then they'll push the deadline a little bit. You can talk to the professor, always being like, I'm working today, can I give it to you, can we do something about it, and they'll help you. So never feel that you're, because if you stress yourself out, it's just, you're gonna be suffering. You just have to see that, oh, it's nothing, it's just, everyone does it. That's how you see it.
Yeah, I think it's a very good tips and advices which you shared, and I'm sure that the students who are listening or who will be listening, or parents are listening, would be worthwhile for them to note that how can you balance the study and work,
Yeah.
and
Also,
you
one
can
small
still.
thing that I want to add is that one big thing that I had was like maybe they'll discriminate on the basis of my color. Maybe they'll
Mhm.
give a job to a white person before me, but that's not the case. Like when I interviewed for the job at Tim Hortons, there were three other guys and all of them were white, but I got the job and they didn't because the person liked the way I talk, like the way I spoke, and also if you don't get a job, it's don't stress about it too much because there are people who do. I got a job after 5 months of being here. I didn't get it right away. So don't stress about it too much. Don't worry, you'll get a job.
I think yeah, it's a very important point in the current situation, whereby
Yeah,
America is not so being in the good news, for the
yes,
good reasons. So having this point noted from Canada really makes think you more positive about the country, the way it has been
yes,
run,
Yeah.
and people's thought process. You still made out of three whites. It
yes.
itself is a big achievement at your age. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Now, I want to come back to your mother. So, you see that these are all things Niladri has done. He has lived there now for 18 months,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he worked out at a very young age. Uh, as a mother, what are the changes you found? I mean, I can list out at least 15 changes when I met
Yeah.
Niladri 18
Even
months ago. Now.
even I do agree with you, sir.
Yeah.
Niladri previously was very short-tempered guy, and though he was very smiling, sweet and chubby, but he was very short-tempered. So that was my concern again, which I forgot to mention. But you know what? After even after getting the job, I have seen lots of changes in Eladri. His behavior is become so polite, and he has started, Canadian accent and their culture from the very next day when he entered Canada. So these are the positive things which had made him popular. He is in college. Niladri is a popular guy because of his result, uh, thanks God and Niladri also, and
Yeah.
his performance. And
Hmm.
that made it easy for Niladri to made it easy for people to accept Niladri.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
and
Very
and Niladi now, he values the relations more than ever he has done it
good.
in
Hmm. Hmm.
India. So
Hmm.
I'm very much happy with the reformation, which has, it's a boon for Niladri to be in Canada, because here within the relatives, within the family, he would not get this kind of, uh, um, I mean, experience which he has today, and he's very much happy with that. And now he has no grudges for his own friends who had sometimes very in past had made some wrong thing with him. Whatever, he has forgotten everything. That is very important for a person, because he
Right.
is growing day by day. Grudges will always push you back.
True.
You have to move forward with a happy, you know cheerful attitude. So for that I am very happy, and for whatever he had in his mind, whatever negativity, that has been absolutely abolished.
I'm really happy to hear that. That's again a good learning for all of us, that we as a parent usually concern that बच्चा दूर जाएगा हमारे से तो
Mhm.
कैसे
Yeah,
रहेगा, ये
definitely, sir.
कौन करेगा?
Definitely, sir. It was a peak time of his adolescence for a boy.
Hmm, hmm,
This is 18, 17 plus and 18 is a peak
hmm.
time. They can do anything, any distraction. So
Correct.
I was very worried, and I always used to counsel him not to, you You are not an animal. You cannot do the same destruction with a person who has done wrong with you. So
Correct.
leave it and go ahead. And your today being in Canada is the answer for everyone who has done wrong to you.
So
Okay, so
what
that
what
is
I
the
want,
success.
yeah, what I want to take from your conversation for my parents also is that most of the time we worry a lot about our kids, that they are young
Yeah.
and they may not be able to cope up.
But we
But
have to leave, sir. Sorry
you have to,
to.
yes.
Uh,
So exactly, this is what I'm taking from your conversation, that
yeah.
for our parents to learn that you got to trust into them, into their abilities. You got to have a trust that they will survive, they will fight it out on their own self in the new situation. And when you leave them in their own space to see this new world and figure it out in their own way, to live, to learn to live in the new world, this is the time when by you let a child to be a adult, yeah, professional, and this is the transformation which mother is talking within 18 months time. It's not 18 years, right?
Yeah.
Here in
Right.
India, still we have got the students who are at the age of 25, 26, and kids, and they still behave like they are a child, and the parents complain that he is ना अभी भी वो नहीं सुनता है, अभी भी अपना ठीक से नहीं रखता है या अपने टाइम पे नहीं जाता है. But here you're
Sir,
saying that,
again, I'll interrupt you. One thing
yeah,
I forgot to mention that
yeah,
I made it a point in my family that because his father was away from home because of his
right,
profession, from the very early age, Niladri is going out to do the groceries, veggies. So
mm,
that again helped him
right,
to adapt his life in Canada.
absolutely,
That is
absolutely,
also one suggestion to all the parents not to
yes,
spoon feed a lot.
yes,
We
right,
love our children, but
right,
that is not love.
correct.
We are
It's actually
making them
pampering.
handicapped.
Yeah, we are making a handicap. It's more
Yeah,
pampering, and we
yeah,
are restricting them to their own abilities, which they are capable of. So we
yeah,
need to just trust them.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a good point.
All
Thank you
are
very much for
capable,
adding that
sir.
point.
All are
Yes,
capable.
absolutely.
All
Thank
are
you very much.
having their uniqueness.
True, true. Now, coming to Niladri, just last two questions. How's the scenario now? Everybody is talking about COVID situation.
Yes.
How do you see the scenario around what the? I mean, we are also hearing some very interesting news from Canada. The president is taking a very positive decision to help its people. So, would you like to share that? How's the life in this COVID-19 situation as a student?
Uh, uh, yeah, as a student, I think now because all the classes have gone to online, and even people who are not a lot of people, like, they didn't lose their job, but their jobs closed down. So even if you're an international student, you get the government made it a point that everyone gets $2,000 per month, which is tax free, that you can spend on the things that you need and everything. uh, but since my work place like was open through a lot of the time, so I was still working at that time for the first 2 or 3 months. But workplaces which were open made it a point that you wear gloves, masks, wash your hands, sanitize everything. They help and made sure that you are okay. And even the buses, they were the buses were not allowed to carry more than 4 people, and only people who are working. The police would still they would stop you, ask you where you're going. And I had my uniform in my back. I told them I'm coming back from work. They're like, show me, like, where do you work? So I told them that I work at the Tim Hortons. So they checked all of that and everything. So they really make it a point that everyone is safe. They don't see that, oh, you're an international student, or they treat you as you're a citizen of this country. They care about you. And also this the coronavirus thing is a really good time to work on myself too, because I, like, every day we evolve and learn new things. So I got a lot of time to work on myself, work on my assignments, on my skills, brush them up a little bit. So yeah, this is a good time
And
to just
music too.
work. Yeah, and my music too. I've been playing a lot of songs and everything.
See, your
So
mom
that's a
knows
good
the
thing.
schedule so well.
Yes, because now corona virus thing, they're at home, mom and dad. So I'll be sleeping at 2 a.m. in the morning. My dad will call me. He'll be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Dad, it's 2 a.m." He's like, "Yeah, I was just getting bored." I'm like, "Okay, I'll talk to you in the morning. I'm going to bed now." So
Right, right.
that's a good thing that I get to talk to my family so much now, because the thing with my dad and I was, my dad came to India 3 days before I was leaving, and he was coming to India after a year, so I hadn't already seen him for a year. But then I met him for 3 days, and then I came to Canada, and I haven't seen him since. So we are getting a lot of time to talk and just uh, just spend time together.
Yeah, so at least virtually you're spending a good time with your
Yes,
father who's been away.
yes,
And I definitely look after yourself, be safe there.
yes, yes, yes,
And good to hear that there are lots of precautions already been taken in the country. It's again one of the safest country. However, still take care of yourself while being there.
yes, yes.
So I move to the last question. So I'll ask first your mother, and then I'll come back to you.
Okay.
So as a parent, what is your one advice, seeing all this experience of Niladri? What would be your one advice which parents should take it from you?
uh, that is which I emphasized already on, that never experiment your children, career, when you are choosing a vital career. That is very crucial time. So always take an advice from an expert.
Hmm.
That is my main sentence of ending. And I would always be thankful to Alif Overseas and the entire team, and Mrs. Jyoti Nair, the director of Niladri School, New Horizons Scholars, Thane. She is a motherly character for Niladri, and she had made a point to give Niladri all the platform that Niladri got the confidence for dreaming
Right.
whatever he is today, because of
Hmm.
Alif and teacher. And definitely we are here always. And this is my ending point, that you should take an expert opinion, and always search for a good. And see, because once you choose a wrong option, that can spoil a child's entire life, not only career.
Right. Absolutely. Okay, so thank you very much. And so I just reinstate what Sonali is saying is that we begin with this conversation that always rely on to the expert guidance for your child's career, even though you come from same or different background as a parent. But trust that you need to use the tools and techniques which are available in order to differentiate between hobbies and interests to the skills which the child may have, and then take accordingly a next step. Okay, so Niladri, last question to you. So, how the future looks like to you? I know that it's still
Yes.
long way to go. You're still in the middle of your education career, but how still the future look like from here?
Uh, Sir, I just
Yeah.
want to add one thing,
Yeah.
that Niladri is now studying in second year. He is going to get his associate degree very soon, by the grace of God.
Right.
And today, Niladri is so confident that he is confident about the future job. That he is saying that if I change my stream, then also I'll get a very good job which can give me bread and butter. So that confidence is
Hmm.
really will lead him to his best.
Right.
That is, I really want to say.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for adding that. Yes, Niladri.
Yeah,
So, what?
so for the future, I think once all of the COVID situations are done with that, I think I'm really excited for my work to start again. I'm really excited for the new courses that I'm going to be doing. and I'm excited for a lot of different opportunities are coming up in my life, as far as my new course is concerned, as far as my jobs. I'll be getting a letter of recommendation by my professor once I'm done with this course, because my professor told me that if you get an overall A grade, then I'll give you a letter of recommendation so that you can get a job in any restaurant, like anywhere in the restaurant industry, because he is a big name in the restaurant industry, the person who teaches us. So
Mhm.
that's a really good thing, and uh, so that's what the future holds for me. And I, before we are done with this, I'll just say one thing that my mom said before about Alif is that I really like, I'm really grateful, and I really respect uh, the people at Alif and you, sir, because as an education consultant, it would have been really easy for everyone at Alif to say, okay, you want to do this course, okay, this country is best, okay, bye. A lot of agencies do that, but
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, for like agencies, it's everything is a business. But for Alif to tell me, look at your skills, see what you can do, and make sure you're taking the right decision, that makes me feel that Alif cares for the student. Because before coming to Alif, we went to a lot of different agencies, and because my dad has dad also came to Alif a lot of years back, he was the one who told me, why are you going to all these places, go to Alif. And that's when we realized the difference between other agencies and Alif, because I told them a bunch of different courses. They were like, yeah, you can do that, you can do this, go here, go there. But no one said that you should know your skills, know what you can do. Like, if I want, I can become the president, but do I have the skills? That's important. So I think that is why I really advocate Alif to everyone who talks to me about going outside. People text me, I give them the number of Alif overseas, because that is a really uh, that makes a real difference in my books. And Alif, I'll always be grateful to Alif, my parents, and my director, ma'am.
Thank you very much. That really sums up very well, and I'm really thankful to adding this to your answer, because my question was very much relevant to your career, but you added a thankful note to it. So for which I'm thankful to you and to your mother.
Mhm.
Uh, I just wanted to say, touch upon, since you mentioned these points, that this is where we want to draw the attention of the students and parents, that we and our counselors all are trained so well that not to just take on the face value what the students is looking for. Try to dig out more deeper into his question, and try to make him identify his own self, and to parents to their own selves, that whether they are asking what is really good suitable option for them. But many times we ask, but we don't know why we are asking. And this is where we try to identify that whether what you're asking is correct for you. If not, then we can help you to identify the right question first, so that you get a right answer. So unless we are clear, we will never give the solution. And this is what
Yes,
I think every doctor does. So they always ask you to go for a test before they can
yes,
do the prescription, and or admit you for any disease. So that's what I believe is a counselor job. It's very important. It's a career. It's not just a product which you're selling or service you're selling,
yes,
and that is going to impact the years and years of his person's life, tomorrow. And that's the reason why I believe it's more responsible job. And most of the time, if wrong decision taken, you cannot correct it so easily. If you buy any wrong product, you can throw it away, you can buy the new one.
yes,
you know if you have been wrongly prescribed by a wrong doctor or wrong medicine, you can just stop and go for the new medicine and new doctor. But if you once take a step towards a career, it's very
yes.
difficult most of the time to come back and restart of your life. And there's a reason why we pay a lot of attention, and I'm thankful to my team also, that they do a fantastic job to achieve our goal. So, thank you very much, Niladri. Thank you very much, Sonali Madam, for
Thank you,
joining us.
sir.
In fact,
Thank you so
it's
much,
been
sir.
always
It's an honor for us.
thank you very much. You've been always a big advocator. In fact, I've got the parents from Calcutta, to take our services just because of your word of mouth. Niladri has been referring the students on social media, and sometimes they mentioned, okay, we got in touch with your student in Canada, and that's how we got to know about you as a company. So I'm really thankful for this kind of references which you share with your acquaintances. So thank you very much, Niladri, for joining.
Thank you,
And
sir.
I wish you all the best in your career.
Thank you
Stay
so much,
safe,
sir.
stay healthy. And Sonali, definitely we'll be in touch on Facebook. We both are very
Yeah.
active, so we'll
Yeah.
be communicating each other. Okay, so listeners, thank you very much for joining us today in this beautiful session. It was truly a wonderful session we had in India on the topic of India से Canada, the Kahaani, students and parents के Zubani. If any of our listeners seek further information, please do not afraid to contact us on Facebook or onto our email. Just log into our website www.alif.in, and our expert and experienced counselors are there to help you out. So we'll be back again next week with another interesting topic and some amazing people talking and sharing their amazing stories. Till then, take care of yourself, stay safe, and stay excited. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.